professional firefighters, stand up. You know, did you sit down? But you're a professional, aren't you? You're not? But
civil protection.
You risk your life if necessary to save citizens? Do you have an education? Okay, I think you should stand up. The point is, we are in all this together. You know, because the smoke, the toxic compounds, does not knock on your helmet asking, are you paid or are you not paid for doing the job, right? We all have education. And we do it for the same reasons, because we don't work as firefighters. We are firefighters, right? It's from the soul. Whether we are paid or not, that's a political decision, right? I mean, all the volunteers not getting paid, I'm sure no one will say, if the fire department will say, well, we're gonna pay you. Oh, no, don't do that. I mean, it's not getting paid that makes you professional. It's what's inside of you. So that was just like the statement. We're in this together. And do we have any fire chiefs or bureaucrats from the fire stations? what we call white shirts? We have, yeah. So you know, now you all sat down. You could have just been standing up anyway, but we're all in this together. The firefighters, if they're full-time, part-time, volunteers, the leaders, chiefs, even politicians, right? Because it's the politicians who needs to pay us to make better prevention. So we're in this together. We belong together. If we stay together, if we all stay together, you are stronger. Right? Just a statement. So the CO, often wrong diagnosed. Most of you, I think, after an intervention, whether it's a real fire or a training fire, did anyone ever have a headache after? Why did you have a headache? Why? The helmet was too tight, or?
Dehydration.
But
Dehydration.
Dehydration, you know, simple answers, right? Well, it might be. But the symptoms also fit on CO damage. So the big question is, or the problem is, you wouldn't know. So next time you get out of a fire, right? Next time you go to, with a headache, you go to the vehicle and treat yourself with an oxygen therapy for at least 10 minutes. It can never harm you, but it can maybe prevent some damage on your brain or on your heart. You can have a little bit of damage, just a little bit, never notice. In 2 weeks you have a little bit more. It have a tendency to strike the same places every time. And suddenly the cup is full and you flip over. Nobody knows what happened. You can read more about it later when you have the headache and symptoms and treatment. Divers. Are there any divers? I'm a diver. Yeah. You know, every time you go diving, you have oxygen. Why? Because you are taught in the education as a diver. If you go up too fast or stay down too long or too deep or whatever, different reasons, Better safe than sorry. Get oxygen if you are doing something you shouldn't have done, right? So, but there's a law for that, rules for that. Do exactly the same thing after an intervention within 4 hours. Otherwise, it's too late. Psychological damage, we know about that too, right? Is it okay for a macho man to cry, or it's getting more and more okay, right? Of course it's okay. Everybody does it. Everybody's under pressure. Firefighters, paramedics, the leaders on the scene, even the boss, you know, the bad guy, the white shirt, because he's right in the middle. These guys here, they actually want to help firefighters, right? But sometimes the mayor or whoever put down pressure on them. Oh, no, we don't have that focus. Wow, they have to just stand tall and say, well, okay, or leave, right? So that's a tremendous pressure. We are all in the same boat. Yep. This is why. Nature of the job, and see, oh, we're in this together. Everybody. So, the physical strain, I made this happen. This is the Danish kilograms. If you stand just in your underwear on the weight, you maybe you weigh as me 100 kilo plus. Everybody under is feminine. So I put on the boots, like the basic gear that all firefighters always wear. The weight, 13.2 kilo. So number 1 and 2 in Denmark are the first team going in the fire. Before they go into the fire, they have to bring a lot of stuff, you know all about that. In Denmark, it's additional 41.9 kilo. So all in all, he carry 55.1 kilo. That's what his body has to carry. And so on down there to 77.5. These are maximum. But you can actually do that. Try doing it for fun at your station at one point. So no wonder your knee hurts. Sometimes. So, finally we are there. Cancer kill more firefighters than actually dead on the scene. But if you go through the roof or anything, dying, there will be a big ceremony because you die of the work, you die on duty. There will be a big ceremony. You are honored. You even have your name on a wall. You wouldn't care because you're dead. Maybe your family and your friends care, right? So maybe you don't die on duty, but you die because of duty, right? Because you can get sick from cancer, for example, and die from there. Just after you retired, we see that a lot. Like the year after retirement, you're dead of occupational cancer. Are you honored? Do you get on the wall? Out of sight, out of mind. Do you know that expression? That's really a bad treatment. So we need to change our mind about that. So, why do we get occupational cancers? There are many reasons. Studies suggest that the psychological impacts might do something for your immune system that's bad if you are getting cancers. If you get up at night to work, that's bad for your health as well. Especially for women firefighters, it's breast cancer on that behalf, and for getting up at night, and for men it's prostate. This is some of the reasons. Not everything we can do something about. I mean, we have to get up at night, so it is kind of a risk, right, that follows the job. But when we are fighting the fire, there are some IAC, group 1 carcinogens, that all fires produce. Do you know what's IAC? IAC is the World Health Organization's International Agency for Research of Cancer group. And all chemicals, not all, because there are millions and it's only like tens of thousands that are actually mapped, but they categorize different carcinogens. For example, benzene, all the ones here, like asbestos, is not present in every fire, but that's why it's standing like this. Is group 1 carcinogens. Group 1 carcinogens are known to cause cancer in humans. I mean, that's a fact. So it depends, of course, how much are you exposed and all that. But it's not only one. It's not one fire that kills you. It's a lot of fires throughout the career.